non-human biologics, interracial alien mating. What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing? Can you please unpack that?
I had a guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army. Came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there, and what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants. Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened. And what he wanted was a group, members of Congress, to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. And so that never occurred.
What do you mean non-human biologics? Like this?
Well, that was the testimony of David Grusch before the House Oversight Committee, which I joined, and the testimony was that in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA and through a special program that the CIA had for crash recovery, that it wasn't just the hard materials, it was also biologics, but that they couldn't identify a human source of those biologics.
So, I mean, did you ever show up to any of these sites? Did you ever show up to any of these UFO sites?
I did not show up to any of these sites.
Secret military bases? Did you ever go to like any of these secret military bases?
No, I did not. There were a number of questions about whether or not this person was credible. Could we get access to the sites? But it never ended up occurring. Maybe we should have done it. But it was one of the strangest briefings I ever received. I turned to my general counsel at the time and was like, "What was that?" And my general counsel was like, it must have just been some military guy who lost his mind and made a PowerPoint deck. There were questions about credibility.
Okay, so
but not like there was no reason. Like we didn't have an actual reason to believe the guy wasn't credible, other than the fact he was saying things that at the time struck us as wild.
And what about now? I mean, we
know more now, and I think that I'm not saying I believe that there are hybrid breeding programs, but I do believe that there has been crash recovery, and I do believe that we have that information. I mean, right now, Benny, shit. I mean, we see all these scientists disappearing. Like, what is more dangerous to have on your LinkedIn right now? IRGC general or UFO scientist? Like, you could go missing at any time with those on your LinkedIn bio right now.